when adjusting the cams, you make sure that the engine's sitting at top dead center firing. Then the goal is to set the valves to where the intake and exhaust valve total no more than maybe around 30 thousandths off the seat. In this case, what we're going to do is zero in our dial indicator and adjust the valves on the exhaust side to where they're about 22 off the seat. Then we'll go over to the intake side and adjust it to where it's about 8 thousandths off the seat. Right now we're zeroing in the dial indicator by rolling the cam away from the valves. So you roll the lobes away from the lifter bucket so they don't push down. Zero in the dial indicator, and then now we're turned up to about 20 off the seat right now. Now we go over to the intake side, and we're going to roll this cam to where it's going to be about 6 to 8 thousandths off the seat. First, we zero in the dial indicator by rolling the cam lobes away from the lifter bucket. Now we're trying to adjust the valves at about 8 off the seat. We're having a little bit of trouble here, but we're going to get in there, get it at 8. There we are. That's 7 off the seat. Now we basically need to lock down the cams. But we're going to go first back to the exhaust side, make sure we didn't disrupt the cam when we adjusted the intake side, and so we're going to readjust the exhaust side, make sure it's sitting right, make sure both sides are sitting right, 8 and about 20 to 22 off the exhaust side, 8 on the intake, 22 off the exhaust side. Once we get that done, then we're going to lock down the cams. And basically what you do is just put 2 bolts in there for now, because what we want to do is roll the engine backwards, load the chain, come forward where we're at top dead center firing, and then double check to make sure we're at 8 and at 22 on the exhaust. Once you get that done, you're ready to Loctite in the bolts and finish up the job. Loctite in the exhaust Torx head bolts. To avoid intermediate timing chain noise, we take the chain tensioner piston apart and we add 350 thousandths hemming between the bore of the chain tensioner and the intermediate piston. This tightens up the chain tensioner and keeps the timing chain from making noise.